Hey guys, good morning. It's Miss Meredith, and I have another story for us today. It's a story called Charlie Anderson, and it's about a cat who disappears into the forest every morning or every night, depending on which side of it you're on. I guess you'll see. I have a cat named Charlie, so I kind of like this book, and I hope you enjoy it too. One cold night, a cat walked out of the woods. What are woods? Woods are where there's a lot of trees close together. So he walked out of the woods, up the steps, across the deck, and into the house where Elizabeth and Sarah lived. So they didn't really know where he came from. He came out of the woods and he walked into their house. He curled up next to their fireplace to get warm. He watched the 6 o'clock news on TV. He tasted their dinner and tried out their beds. Oh, so this cat seems to be making himself right at home. He decided to stay, and the girls named him Charlie. Every morning, Charlie disappeared into the woods again. So they don't know where he goes. He goes back into the woods. See, there he goes, and the girls are watching. At night, when he came home, Elizabeth brushed him clean, fed him dinner, and made a space for him at the foot of her bed. He liked Elizabeth's bed the best. Sometimes she would wake up in the middle of the night and hear him purring in the dark. Do you know what that means, purring? It's a noise cats make when they're really happy. It's like a rumbly noise. Almost like they're vibrating. Sarah called him baby and dressed him up in doll clothes. She loves him and she's dressing him up in doll clothes. Doesn't look happy with that. When it snowed, Elizabeth and Sarah's mother heated Charlie's milk before he left for the woods. He grew fatter and fatter, and every day he purred louder and louder. So how do you think he feels living with Sarah and Elizabeth? I think he's happy too. On weekends, the girls stayed with their father and stepmother in the city. They wanted to bring Charlie with them, but their mother said he'd miss the woods. Charlie's a country cat, she told them. Country cat? I'm thinking she means that he's a cat that lives outside where there's trees and stuff, and their father and stepmother live in the city, so he might not be happy there. One stormy night, Charlie didn't come home. Elizabeth and Sarah stayed out on the deck and called his name. But no Charlie. Where was he? Why wouldn't he come out of the woods? Was he all right? So it was raining out and he didn't come home. All night long, Elizabeth listened to the rain beating on the roof and the winds rattling the windows. Was he cold? Was he hurt? Where was Charlie? So she's really worried about her kitty. In the morning, Elizabeth and Sarah looked for him. They asked the lady down the road if she'd seen their cat, but she said no and offered them cookies. But they were too worried to eat. They were too worried to eat anything, even her chocolate chip cookies. They went to the new house on the other side of the woods. Have you seen our cat? They asked. His name is Charlie. He's very fat and has gray striped fur. So they're asking people that live in a new house across the woods. We have a cat with gray striped fur, said the man. But his name's not Charlie. It's Anderson. He's upstairs asleep on our bed. They heard a meow, and down the stairs came a very fat cat with gray striped fur. Charlie! Elizabeth and Sarah cried. No, that's Anderson, said the woman. We've had him for 7 years, right, Anderson? He looked at her and began to purr. But it's Charlie, Sarah said. He looked at her and purred louder. Is he ever here at night? Elizabeth asked. Anderson is a hunter, said the man. He prowls the woods at night. Charlie sleeps in my bed at night, Elizabeth said. He leaves for the woods after breakfast. Anderson comes home at breakfast time, said the woman. He leaves right after dinner. They all looked at the cat. He sat at their feet, very happy and very fat. They call him Charlie Anderson now. Sometimes in bed at night, Elizabeth asks him, "Who do you love best, Charlie Anderson?" And she can hear him purring in the dark. Just like Elizabeth and Sarah, Charlie has 2 houses, 2 beds, and 2 families who love him. He's a lucky cat. So they decided to what? They decided to share their cat because he loved both of the families. Just like Elizabeth and Sarah's new family loved her just as much as her mom did. Her dad loved her just as much. Hope you guys all have a great day. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.